Javon, thank you so much for being here. And
Love Javon Brown. He's awesome.
he is awesome. And I recall the early days of Culture with him and Ali Alexander, and he is definitely awesome. So Javon, thank you so much for being here. I'll ask, can you discuss the semiconductor supply issue? How serious is it? And then he says, thanks for this, Adam and Nan Integrated. And Javon, in case you weren't here for it, his name is Ross Kennedy. We've unmasked Batman. So again, Javon says, can you discuss the semiconductor supply issue? How serious is it?
It's pretty severe, right? So Taiwan has really enjoyed an advantage. So one thing people don't understand, and it's very simple and arcane at the same time, is the semiconductor industry is really it's bifurcated. So what we think of as semiconductor manufacturers often aren't. Often what they are is almost their research, their design. They even do some secondary fabrication, but the real meat and potatoes of where semiconductors are manufactured is the foundries. And the vast majority of the foundries in the world are located in Taiwan and China and a couple of other places that are not inside the US's direct span of control. The semiconductor issue is one reason we very much care about Taiwan, as well as some of our legacy support. So that problem, when you have so much importance vested into relatively few entities, any disruption at that level, fired a factory like we just had with one of the major manufacturers. When you have that, there's no surplus capacity in the market that can just kick on, like in the event of tires, right? Well, if a tire factory goes up in flames, A, it's going to be a fire that's going to burn for 20 years, but B, there is additional surplus capacity for manufacturing in the market that we can start to substitute some of these things. That's not so with these foundries. There's not very many of them, and they are so critical. So they become very fragile. The world economy becomes fragile. Anything that relies on semiconductors, which is almost everything anymore. Where China has taken a twofold approach that I think was tactically brilliant, if certainly worrisome, given what side of the fence I live on, is they attacked raw materials and foundries at the same level. They made it very important for research, R&D, by utilizing all of the trade secrets, let's be honest, the technical data they've stolen from all these companies over the years. They've been able to reverse engineer or indigenously develop their own capacity for manufacturing. Where it gets really worrisome, though, is that they took the forward view 20 years ago and said, what are some of the leading and bleeding edge materials that could become very, very, very important in the digital economy to the fabrication of these things? Silicon is always something that we've used as the primary material. It's cheap to produce. It's got a very wide range of uses. It's extremely adaptable. But there are better materials out there. They can carry more load. They don't melt at as high a temperature. They don't melt at higher temperatures. They don't stop working at lower. China's cornering the market on those materials.